again, everyone. I thought I'd take a few minutes out to talk about a little pet hate of mine, another one, and that is these half-baked ideas, I'd call them, but some people swear by them, and I'd probably get lynched for saying a half-baked idea, because there's probably lots of people that will come to its defence. But on the old British bikes especially, and there are others as well, it seems like quite a popular and fairly common thing to do, to put a tap, like a petrol tap, in your oil line from the oil tank. And lots of people have done it, and lots of people do it because their engine's wet sump. That is, that the oil, if the bike is left over a period of time, some take longer than others, the oil can drain down from the tank into the engine and fill the crankcase, or partially fill it. Now the consequences of that can be quite messy, and if you let enough oil go, some of them have got large enough tanks, and the volume in the crankcase is occupied by the flywheels and whatever, and it can fill up, and in some cases it will run over the crankshaft, perhaps into the primary chain case or whatever where the clutch is, and it's very inconvenient, I know. And then you've got to drain the oil down to its level in the primary chain case. You may have a different type of oil in there. I don't. I use engine oil in my primary chain cases anyway, but you may find that you've got to lower the level. So what? It might be an hour or so's work in total to sort of undo. If you're lucky, perhaps at the bottom of the crankcase there'll be a plug that you can undo. You can just unscrew it, catch the oil, and if it's recent and clean and it hasn't sort of hit an exhaust pipe and picked up dirt and whatever, it's up to you. You might pour it back in, or you might change the oil, whatever. But that's it. You do that, put the oil back in the tank, or put new oil in or whatever, and you're ready to go, and that's the end of it. Now you could fit a tap. Brilliant. Yeah, you've finished with the bike perhaps for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, whatever, maybe even winter. Great. Shut the tap. The oil's nice and fresh. It was only changed 500 miles ago or whatever. It'll do for the start of next riding season or whatever. All we have to do is jump on the bike, connect the fuel pipes or put fuel in, put a charged battery on it, whatever, and start it. Oh, and let's not forget to open the valve, the tap that we've got in the oil line. Now, yeah, of course, everyone's going to remember to open it, aren't they? And lots of people will say that use them, oh, you know, I've got this fail-safe device, or I've got this method of remembering, and whatever. Well, good for you, but it only takes something, for instance, like perhaps you're getting ready to go, you've almost gone through the procedure of starting it. In fact, you might have just about been ready to give it its first kick, or if you're lucky, perhaps press a button, whatever. All of a sudden, perhaps the phone rings, perhaps somebody in the house calls you in for something or whatever. Anyway, your train of thought is gone, and for a few minutes you have to go and deal with whatever's distracted you. Then you come back. Now, I was going to meet my mates down a cafe. I can make up for it. Let's start it up. Let's go. Okay, you're running, and the next thing is you're backing out of your drive, your shed, whatever, put it into gear, and off you go. Hang on, that doesn't sound quite right. Oh, it must just be my imagination. I haven't ridden it for a while. Now, you might get an oil warning light comes on, possibly. Whether it'll come on in time or not, I don't know. Or your engine will tell you. And your engine will say, can you rebuild me now, please, because I'm buggered. You forgot to turn my oil tap on. Now, I would much rather spend a short while with a couple of spanners, whatever, get the oil out the crankcases if I need to, tip it back in the tank, change it, whatever. The other thing that you can do, in a lot of cases, mind, is start the engine and just let it run at a fast tick over. Don't rev it, that wouldn't be any good. But I've done that with my Trident actually, although it's quite easy to drain the crankcase, and I'll be draining the crankcase next riding season. I've already just checked the dipstick in the tank under the seat, and there's no oil on the stick at all. I know I could probably start it, and the oil pump is very fast on the Trident, and it would pump the oil back, but I did it once and I got a bit of leakage from around the pushrod tubes. Luckily only while it was wet sumped, but I don't want to push my luck with it. So for the sake of undoing on the Trident 6 nuts a little bit, slacken the sump plate off on the crankcase, catch the oil. If it's clean enough I'll put it back in, if not I'll chuck it away, pour some new oil in and off we go. But off we go. We will not be unbolting the engine and dismantling it because I've just buggered it up because I forgot to turn an oil tap on. So food for thought, that one. And like I say, there are a few trains of thought, a couple of camps. There's the oil tank tap camp and there's a non-oil tank tap camp. I'm in the none. I wouldn't have one on any of my bikes, I never have, and if a bike came here with one on it I'd remove it, but that's my own take on it. And if you've got an oil tap on your machine, I wish you all the very best of luck. I hope you can remember to switch it on. I hope your fail-safe device is fail-safe. But I've got a BSA A65 engine coming soon. A guy phoned me up the other day and he said he forgot to turn the oil tap on. He realised he'd forgotten when he heard the engine making nasty noises. So that's the way I see it, and I certainly won't be having one. But if anyone's got one, sleep well, don't have nightmares.